You've got ideas, you've got ambition, you've got no time, or so you think. I'm Marissa Lonick, and I help busy moms with big dreams and no time. Join me each week as I dive into time management strategies, goal setting and achieving framework, and inspiring guests who are juggling mom life, work life, fill in the blank life. Dreams don't work unless you do, and just because you're a mom doesn't mean you can't still make it happen, whatever it means to you. Welcome to the Mama Work It podcast. Hello, mamas. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Mama Work It podcast. I am so excited to be here today with our guest, Toni-Ann Mayembe. Toni-Ann is a full-time dentist, a reservist in the Navy, and the blogger and podcaster at Real Happy Mom. She is a wife and a boy mom that understands the struggle of juggling work and home. When she's not working, she enjoys watching WWE and watching stand-up comedy. As you can see, Toni-Ann's got a lot on her plate, and consequently, she is going to be talking with us today about her best tips on having a kick-ass routine to ensure you are prepared and ready to slay the week ahead. No more Sunday Scaries, mamas. Toni-Ann, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me.
Great. Well, first things first, I would love to know a little bit more about you and how the Real Happy Mom came to be.
Yeah, so hello everyone, Toni-Ann here. I love having these conversations. I actually started Real Happy Mom. Actually, it started with a dental blog because I'm a full-time dentist, and my thought process was I'm going to start this new practice. I'm going to get Google to love me. So I had this blog with all this information so that when people search for a dentist in the area, they would see me and be like, oh, she looks like she knows what she's talking about. I'm going to go to see her. But long story short, things ended up not working out with the practice. I got tired of talking about teeth all day. And the funny thing is the blog was geared towards moms. So I always notice when I am in the office that if I can talk to the mom, I can get the whole family in the office. So that was kind of the approach that I had with the dental blog. So when things fell apart with the practice, I said that, I want to talk to the mom more than just teeth and oral health. I want to talk to her about so many other things. And so that's how Real Happy Mom started. And it actually started because I realized that I'm not a unicorn and that the problems I have are not unique to me, that a lot of moms have the same problem. So I was like, oh, like you're dealing with mom guilt. Like, oh, you're, dealing with losing your identity, like all these things that a lot of us moms will feel like we're alone in. This is something that's just unique to us. I found that it's not. And so I wanted to make sure that I shared that information with other moms to help them out so that they don't feel like they're alone. And also just giving those practical tips, because this is the one job, I believe, Marissa, that is the hardest job, the most important job, and does not come with any instructions. So
Right?
definitely.
There's no playbook. Why
I
is there no
know.
playbook?
I know. Seriously, can we please get at least something to get us through? But no, I just really wanted to make sure that we had some practical things that we could implement. Because yes, every child is different. Everyone's situation is just a little bit different. But there's some universal things that I think can help us moms to be a real happy mom. Hence the name Real Happy Mom.
Yeah. Oh, I love that you're doing this. And I think this audience will benefit so much from our conversation today. So I can't wait to dive in. We're talking all about routines. My first question is, why do you think routines are so important for moms?
Yeah, routines are one thing that I hear a lot of moms be like, "Oh yeah, like no, I do it for the kids, but not for me." And I'm like, "No, you need it too," because a lot of times we think like, "Oh, the baby needs to have certain routines," which yes, it does help with kids so that they can have that predictability in their schedule. But just think about it, like if I told you, "Hey, Marissa, you're going to go to work today." I'm not going to tell you what time you're going to lunch. I'm not going to tell you when you're going to have a break or what time you're getting off. You're going to be like, what? Like, I'm not going to that place anymore. And so those routines just help to give you that predictability so you know it's coming next so that things just flow a lot easier and you're not so uptight and so stressed all the time. And then two, the kids, like I said, they need that predictability too as well. So when they see that mom is doing this like clockwork, then they can kind of fall in line too. And it makes your day go by so much easier. But another big reason why I think routines are really important is for me in particular, because I'm making so many decisions throughout the day, I easily suffer from decision fatigue. And for moms that are listening who are like, what are you talking about? Pretty much you only have a certain amount of really good decisions that you can make in a day. Once you've exhausted that amount, then one of two things that happens. Either you don't make a decision at all or you make really poor choices. So in order to prevent that, routines is really helpful so you don't have to think about things that aren't necessarily important. So like, are you going to wear polka dots or stripes? Like, really? Like, is that really important? Do we really need to waste our brain power on that? Not really. It's some other important things that definitely need your time and attention. So routines help with all of that and just makes life so much easier.
Yeah, I am in full agreement. And I think oftentimes our routines are determined by so many external factors, right? Like our jobs tell us what time we need to be there and what time we can leave, our kids' school schedules, activities, all those things. And I think that, we're recording this, we're nearing the end of 2021 as we record this. We've all been through a hell of a 19 months during this pandemic. And I know that routines in my household were something we needed to really focus on during that time when we didn't have all the external factors determining them for us. We had to take charge and make those routines ourselves. Otherwise, we would have suffered a lot more during that time.
Yeah, no, I'm totally with you. And that was the one thing that really kept me going through, especially during the shutdown, was having those routines in place, just so that I could have some sense of normalcy, quote unquote, because those
Yeah.
routines were there.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, we all know the Sunday scaries are a real thing, right? Like, why is the Sunday routine especially so important? Is this like the magic thing you need to combat the Sunday scaries?
Yes, I think so personally, because I think a lot of times the reason why we are so built up and so afraid of Mondays in particular, and just FYI, Mondays is my favorite day of the week. And the reason being is because I'm ready. And I feel like if you're ready and you're prepared for the week, then it makes it go by so much easier. So having a routine in place so that you're prepared and ready for the week ahead makes it so that Monday isn't so scary and you're actually like a little bit more calm. Like, yeah, if you have a job that isn't the most fun. You may still have some of those not so fun feelings, but if you at least have a plan of action and things in place, I know that it will bring that tension and that stress level down significantly.
I have to say, I love Mondays too. I think they are one of my favorite days of the week as well because it's like a fresh start, a new beginning. I feel excited for what's about to happen this week, like the productivity that's about to go down. So I'm with you on that.
Yes, that and Monday Night Raw comes on. So that's why I'm excited about Mondays.
Love it. Okay. So you are the routine expert. So tell us what's included in your particular Sunday routine. We want to know.
Yes, yes. So there are five key things that I think if you do these things, it will make your week go by so much easier. So really quick to run through those and then we can kind of deep dive into it if you want to. Is first, you want to get your clothes ready for the week. Second, you want to get your meals planned out for the week. Third is planning out your week as far as your schedule, what's going on in your calendar. Number four would be cleaning out your purse. And number five is rebooting all of your devices. These five things, if you do them not necessarily in that order, I promise you, you'll notice a huge difference in your week. Things go by a lot easier, and you don't have to think again a lot about things because they're already pre planned and ready to go. So that decision fatigue is no longer a real issue for you because you've already pre made all of these decisions in the beginning of the week.
Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, yes. Please deep dive into some of these things. I want to know what exactly the steps you're taking are and why certain things are on this list.
Yeah, yeah. So with planning out like what you're gonna wear for the week, for this one, I go a little all in on this one. I will take out everything that I need to wear for the week. So I typically wear a uniform, so I will have everything on the hanger, including socks and underwear. So literally just grab it and go. I even will pull out things if I know I have like a special date night or if I am going out. I'll make sure that all of those things are out and ready so that I don't have to think about it. And I've already made a decision like, yes, I'm going to wear this for date night. Or, like, for instance, I'm in the Navy. I know that we have a uniform inspection this coming weekend. So I'm going to have this uniform out and ready to go. So this helps to eliminate a lot of the thought process, but also make sure when you are picking out your clothes to look at the weather because if you live in a place that's bipolar with their weather, like over here, it will be hot one time and then it'll be freezing the next. So you want to make sure that you are good to go with that. And then also to just making sure that you pay attention to any special occasions that you have coming up, just because it's easy to think like, oh, the work week. Like, yes, you want to have things for the work week, but don't forget about the weekends too. Like, go ahead and have all those things ready to go.
All right. I'm really intrigued by the reboot. Can you tell us what the reboot is all about?
Yeah. So rebooting your devices, this comes from my techie husband. So I am the girl that has a million and one apps on their phone. I love downloading apps, trying them out, but I don't uninstall them most of the time. And what happens is when you're playing around with all these apps like me, having all these apps open, even though you close them out, they're still running in the background. And what happens is over time, your device starts running slow, or you start noticing that your device is crashing or just giving you a lot of hard time because it's so many things running in the background that you don't see. So rebooting your devices helps to really close all of those things out so you don't have to worry about, you're on a Zoom call and now all of a sudden your computer wants to do an update or you're on an important phone call and it starts to drop because you have some weird app that's coming up and causing your phone to crash. So rebooting your devices helps with eliminating that so that your week can go by smoothly without a lot of those technical difficulties.
Oh, that is a fabulous tip. I have never thought to do that. And gosh, how many times does like a technical issue just throw you off during the week? Like throw your mood off, throw your whole plan off? Like it's challenging. And, who could, if you can avoid that in any way, that's amazing. So, what a great tip.
Yes, yes. Really quick, funny story. So I talk to people all the time, and one time I was like going crazy because my computer decided to do a update, and then on top of that, I accidentally deleted a file because I was trying to like click out of it. I don't know how, but I
No.
deleted something, and then it just threw me into a bad mood. And then the lady I was talking to, she had to calm me down, and I'm the one who's working with her, so she had to be like, "Okay, let's take 3 deep breaths, like calm down." And it's like crazy how like these little things, like, yes, it makes your life easier, but technology can really be a pain in the butt when it's not working.
Yes. Oh, that is a funny story. Love it. Okay. All right. Well, I'm a time management and productivity coach. So I always like to ask my guests before they come on the show, what is your non negotiable when it comes to managing your time? And you answered your morning power hour. So can you
Mhm.
tell us more about what your morning power hour is and what it entails?
Yeah, so my morning power hour, this is just my time for me because I feel like especially with my profession, I'm constantly catering to everyone else and caring for everyone else. A lot of times, like, I'll get to the end of the day and I haven't done anything for myself. So my power hour is my time. This is my time that no one interrupts me. And a lot of times I will be doing things that may seem work related, but these are things that bring me joy. So doing things for Real Happy Mom, like getting in touch with other moms or, responding back to certain emails and things like that. But I also make sure that I take time to make sure that I'm moving my body because that's another big thing, especially with the pandemic. I don't know about you, Marissa, but I wasn't the ones that got super fine during the the shutdown. I was the one that gained weight. So I'm trying to make sure that I combat against that and move my body more and really start to pay attention to simple things that we often neglect, like drinking enough water, getting that movement in, and then also paying attention to the foods that we're eating. So this is my time for me to really take care of myself before the day gets started. And then I'm just in the hustle and bustle of the day. So I really just take some time to do whatever it is that brings me joy, but also making sure I'm drinking some water and then planning things out for the day too as well.
Yeah. And I love that you do it first thing in the morning because, you always have time for the things you put first. So you can't neglect it if it's the thing that's starting your day. And on top of that, I think the added benefit for our listeners is when you have a morning routine that includes something for you, that includes that self care, like your morning power hour, your whole day is different. Like your whole mood is different. You have more energy. You're able to really be the best mom, be the best dentist or employee, whatever line of work you're doing, be the best wife, be the best version of yourself because you're taking that time first thing in the morning and you're really focused on your own health, your own wellness, your own physical, mental wellness, all of it, all the things that bring you joy and passion. And you don't have to do everything every single day. It doesn't have to be a full hour. I mean, I love that you do a full hour, but this could be 15 minutes, you guys. This could be any amount of time you feel comfortable dedicating to and starting your day on that note. So I love that you do this morning power hour. And thanks for sharing what exactly that is for you.
Yeah, definitely. And really, another funny story, really quick. It was another guy who talked about his power hour, but it's not really an hour, it's more like 3 hours. So he
Oh,
goes to
wow.
work at 8 o'clock, but his power hour starts at like 3 in the morning. And someone asked him, "Why do you start it so early?" And he's like, "Well, this is how long it takes for me to become whatever his name was." And I think that a lot of times we think we're supposed to wake up and just be like, full on mommy or full on Marissa, ready to go to take on the world. Sometimes we need a minute and it's okay. Like you said, it doesn't have to be an hour, but even if it's like 10, 15 minutes, it does make a difference.
Sometimes you need a minute, sometimes you need 3 hours.
Yes.
Depends on the day, I guess.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's inevitable if you're a working mom, you have routines in place, like at least somewhat. But for some people, this comes more naturally. And for others, it can feel kind of hard. So, what are some simple things someone listening to the show today can do to either level up their current routines, whether there's someone who already has a decent system or a few systems in place? Or someone who feels like the hot mess express most days and they just need some sort of routine to add in. So, do you have any good tips for them?
Yeah, I would definitely say starting off with the area where you feel the most tension in the day. So you know when it is in the day that you start to kind of get stressed, you're starting to get intense, those kind of feelings start to arise. And for me, it's in the evening times because in the mornings I have my power hour. During the day, I kind of have my routine going and I have some ways to kind of slow myself down. But by the evening time, I am done, Marissa. So by that time, I'm cranky. I don't want to talk. Like, I just want to zonk out on the couch, but I can't because I'm still a mom and I have to take care of my two children. So that is where I noticed, like, okay, Tony, and you come home every day and you're kind of crabby and it's not good. So that is where I started to really fine tune my routine in the evening so that I could be a better person when I came home. And it's just simple things just to like really take care of yourself and also to take care of the things that cause you the most tension. So for me, dinner time is the thing that really irks my nerve. I will get super agitated when the kids come to me and be like, "Mommy, what are we eating for dinner?" Like, do not ask me that question. So I have worked to get some routines around dinner time so that I don't have to be crabby when they do ask me that. So I would say look at your day and where you feel the most tension and then start to see what you can do to add some things in there to relieve some of that tension in there, whether it's in the evening time, like I said, especially dinner time, that's a big one. Some ladies I know, it's in the afternoons, like things just kind of start to fall apart. So something to remind you, like, okay, I need to take some deep breaths or I need to go take a walk so that I can get away or whatever it is that you need to do so that you can be your best self ultimately is what you want to do.
Yeah. Okay. So, look at the most stressful part of your day, the time of day that's really bugging you the most, and figure out what kind of routine, what kind of self care you can inject into that part of the day to be able to help you get through it more smoothly, more calmly.
Yes, yes, definitely that. And if you're like, "Oh, Tony, and I'm good, I don't have any issues," I would definitely say look at your evenings on how you can make the evenings so that you can prepare for the next day. So I always tell myself I want to be in the future thanking my past self for being so amazing. So I like to say, "Thank you, past Tony, and like you just saved my life." So because sometimes like I'll do things like, either preparing the meals for the next day, pulling the things out that I have for a meeting that I need for the next day, like whatever it is that you can do to prepare for the next day, I promise you, your future self will be so thankful for your past self if you do things like that.
Yes. Oh, I love that quote. That's like, do something today your future self will thank you for. So,
Yes, yes.
so true. Okay. Well, this has been a great conversation. And now we are moving on to the lightning round of the show, where I like to ask some random, just for fun type questions so our listeners can get to know you a little bit more on a personal level. Are you ready?
I am ready. Let's do it.
Okay. What is your guilty pleasure TV show?
Guilty pleasure. I just finished Manifest. I'm a little late, but I just finished that series and I loved it.
All right. What book are you reading right now?
I actually just finished We Should All Be Millionaires. Yes, it's so good. And then another good one is Be Well by Dr. Jess. I can't remember her last name, but that is a good one about mental health. Really, really good.
Okay. Are you an introvert or an extrovert?
I think I'm becoming an introvert over the years. I think that I'm an extrovert, but I just don't want to be around anyone lately. So I would say introvert.
Okay. Nail salon, hair salon, or spa? You can only pick one place to visit for the rest of your life. Which one is it?
Oh, this one's a tough one. I would probably say spa for this one.
Okay. Yeah, that's a popular answer on the show. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Calories don't count.
Tacos. I love tacos.
Yeah, tacos are a good choice. I would have to agree. What's one thing you never leave the house without?
Never leave the house without. I always have my wallet, but I think everyone has their wallet. But I would say another one that I always have is some lip balm because my lips, I don't like when they're cracked.
Yeah, that's a good thing to have on hand for sure. And finally, what's one app you cannot live without? And we know you have a lot of apps, and you can only pick one.
Yes, it would definitely be my calendar app because I need that thing to send me alerts to tell me where I need to go next. So yes, I need my calendar app.
Oh, I am so with you. I know. I always pick calendar app, and I know it feels kind of like a lame choice, but I don't care. I love that calendar app.
Yes, me too. I'm with you.
All right. Well, before we wrap up today's episode, can you please, please, please tell our listeners where they can find you?
Yes. Wherever you are listening to this podcast, you can find me at Real Happy Mom. So go over to the search bar and type in Real Happy Mom. You'll find me over there. I have all of these wonderful conversations like I'm having here with Marissa over there. Lots of great experts that come on. So check me out there. The website is realhappymom.com and I'm on social media at Real Happy Mom. Try to keep it easy. So everything's Real Happy Mom.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again for being a guest on the Mama Work It podcast today. This was such a great conversation.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
You've been listening to the Mama Work It podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and would love if you could take a quick minute to leave me a review on whichever platform you're listening from, and maybe even send a note to a fellow mama friend recommending it. Reviews and recs help this podcast grow and reach more like-minded, awesome moms. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click that button so we can stay in touch, girl. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Mama Work It website, please do. There are lots of free resources and great articles there that can help you with the juggle of work life, mom life, wife life, fill in the blank life. So head on over. Thanks again for being part of the tribe. I'll see you soon, but in the meantime, keep on working it, mama.